पता था ये स्कूल का अंदर में ऐसा ही क्लासरूम अभी बन चुके हैं।
Welcome back, viewers. Our focus remains on tracking the top developments, where the United States has issued an advisory for its citizens, asking them not to travel to Jammu and Kashmir in the wake of Tuesday terror attack in Pahalgam that has claimed 26 lives, mostly of tourists. Brian Thomas is joining me with more details. Brian, United States has now issued an advisory with in fact focus being put on the advisory issued to the tourists to not travel to Jammu and Kashmir. As far as even there is an environment of panic and chaos back home, United States has also issued an advisory and caution to its citizen.
Definitely now the U.S. State Department has reiterated its do not travel advisory for the region, and the advisory also cites persistent threats of the violence and civil unrest, particularly in areas like Srinagar, Gulmarg and Pahalgam. The advisory also warns of sporadic violence along the LOC, separating India and Pakistan, emphasizing the risks associated with travel near the border. Overall, the U.S. State Department also categorizes India at level 2, advising travelers to exercise increased caution due to crime and terrorism. However, specific reasons, including the J&K, are designated at level 4, which is do not travel due to the heightened security concerns, and U.S. citizens currently in J&K are also urged to depart the region promptly and to avoid travel to the area until further notice.
Absolutely. In fact, Brian, thank you very much for sharing more details. Major General Prajesh Kumar, who is a former DG of Military Infrastructure, is joining me live on the broadcast. In fact, appreciate you joining me this morning, sir. Thank you very much for giving your time to us. Now in the latest, what is being looked at is how India further remains to tackle this kind of threat. There are concerns and questions that are being raised onto the security protocols as well that had taken place, and now the 26 bodies of the innocents that have been gunned down in front of their families in a barbaric manner have reached their hometowns. It is rather unfortunate, as India has not seen something of this kind, and this is something that India has suffered massively after 26/11 terror attack.
The issue is we are basically a passive set of people and very passive nation, if I may say so. Look towards the leaders for inspiration that we have for last about a decade plus. Coming back to the situation, from 1989 till now, what we have been having with Pakistan is a gray zone operation. A weaker nation in all spheres of activity uses insurgency or has been using insurgency as an instrument of state to keep the stronger nation under boil. That has been happening. So you look back anyway, the series of events, yes, lately, in the last about a decade or so, we have tried to look at internal issues which probably, help our adversary in the West to foment trouble. But externally, we've actually been very, very passive. Any other nation state, of course, the smaller ones, there are plenty of examples, would have come down heavily. So this terrorist attack on civilians, tourists, is actually a slap on the face of India. Imagine the J&K was recovering, by a series of initiatives into near normalcy. It takes time. It takes a generation actually to get back a state which has suffered for so long, 3 odd decades plus, with extreme kind of insurgency, with ethnic cleansing and whatever. And just when we were recovering, we found that our adversary has thrown a spanner. We shouldn't be really caught off guard. These are